The whole success of Dinosaurs is because of the writing, because of the design of the characters, because of the performers.
That was what was fun about the show, is to just go all over the political map and attack everybody. Attack right wing, attack left wing, attack atheists, attack religionists, attack everyone. And it was very funny. We were able to get away with it because it's just a puppet show.
It was definitely a show that was about tolerance and coming together and communities and how communities should live.
I think if any show lasts, I mean, that's what hopefully you're achieving, is that people watch it for different reasons.
I remember when my dad first was talking about the show, he just loved the idea of big dinosaur costumes, families of dinosaurs that just lived incredibly recklessly.
First one to knock down 100 trees gets a donut.
And then I think that got refined a bit.
Even the bill collectors are just a little more understanding these days.
But sort of off of that theme, the idea that dinosaurs became extinct, so dinosaurs probably lived irresponsibly.
The original thought about the series was that we would focus on the Earl character as being the one primarily caught between the pull of wildness, which is what the dinosaurs were coming from, and the comforts of civilization, which is where they were going.
Here's your sweater, Chief. I clipped on your mittens so you won't lose them this time.
That was the physical embodiment of the intellectual idea of wildness in civilization.
Honey, I'm home.
That's sort of where we were starting with the series, and then you keep that in the subtext, and then we write the jokes and the funny situations on top of that.
This is for all you parents at home.
You had a writing staff of about 8 to 10 guys, and you'd come in and you pitch ideas.
Well, we sort of divided up the episodes. Sometimes we would go kind of heavy political.
Oh, how dare you blame the company, you mewling bag of ingrates!
And sometimes we would just go pure fun with the families.
But, I think what was appealing about the idea was it was all those things. You could do wacky family shows about family relationships. You could do shows with sort of an agenda or a message about, again, dinosaur thinking.
By the savage and brutal ritual that defines us as dinosaurs!
The one I did, When Food Goes Bad, was just literally about if you eat live food and you keep it in a refrigerator and it has a revolt, what happens? So that wasn't really an agenda of any sort of social thing.
The writing room at Dinosaurs was always a bunch of lefty writers, and so it was always our intention to do some episodes about environmental causes.
Dad, you're gonna coat the entire continent with poison? Isn't there some safer alternative?
Like what?
The genesis of the show from Jim Henson was that the dinosaurs were these huge lumbering creatures that just sort of marched through the earth, eating up all of its resources, ravaging it until there was nothing left, and finally they disappeared. So we always knew that would be the arc of the series. We tried to incorporate that into a number of episodes. So we did an episode where Earl was pushing over a giant tree and he was struck by lightning, and he and the tree sort of traded personalities, and Earl ended up in the tree and experienced what the tree's life was like. And the tree inhabited Earl's life and got to experience the joy of moving around and having a family.
How wondrous it is to be a dinosaur!
It was really a very sweet and beautiful episode. We did an episode where Earl got scared because he believed he had been visited by aliens from another planet, godlike creatures who told him that he should take better care of the Earth, and so he became an environmentalist for the episode.
We dinosaurs have got to stop abusing the Earth's environment.
Until he found out he'd been tricked, and then he went back to his old ways.
Robbie?
We did an episode where they all get used to chewing this particular plant that makes them happy.
What are you eating?
Oh, it's a plant Robbie found in the forest. It's made us very happy.
When everyone starts chewing on these leaves, they stop working and they feel really good, and they're like, what can be wrong with that? But at the end of the day, kind of society grinds to a halt. That was obviously a parody of things that had a really good agenda.
It was a drug episode, but, at a time where you really couldn't even talk about it. It's very hard now to discuss drugs in a family situation.
What could be bad about something that makes you feel good?
Even though drugs is clearly an issue in most families in America, and something that, people should probably talk about it.
And that's, postmodern sitcom writing at that point. It's been done to death, very special episodes where you all learn a valuable lesson.
This is your brain. This is your brain on the plant.
Oh! The message was still in there, but it was for kids, they might get the kind of the basic thing is like, hey, doing something that makes you feel so good but causes you to stop existing or stop caring about existence is not a good idea. But anyone over the age of 15 who'd already seen a very special episode of Charles in Charge or whatever the heck was on, where, you could get the parody of like, okay, I get the joke.
So come on, say no to drugs. Help put a stop to preachy sitcom endings like this one.
Sometimes people didn't get the joke. The episode I'm referring to was Hurling Day.
Isn't throwing grandma off a cliff just a waste of a perfectly good old lady?
In dinosaur culture, when someone hit 70 years old, you throw them off a cliff.
I'm throwing her. I married you so I could throw her.
We got letters from the Gray Panthers, which was like the fighting group of the Association for Retired People. They were very upset about it, and they were like, I'm not going to watch this, and then wrote us angry letters. I'm like, did you wait till the end?
I feel like I could live to be a million.
Well, I think there was a basic outrageous element to the concept. That's a suspension of disbelief.
Tomato, it's all semantics.
Imagine that dinosaurs have the instinct of dinosaurs. When they get angry, they kill each other. They eat their young if they don't want to raise them,
My true aggressive nature.
all those sort of primitive rules with our dinosaurs, and yet they live in houses and they drive around in cars and they have jobs and they go to school. So that's what allows us to do stories about modern society and modern life and the way we live.
Oh, there's my cupcakes.
Even though it's dinosaurs with their primitive instincts.
That's the wild thing about the show, too, it being topical. I mean, everybody thought it was like a combination of the Flintstones as dinosaurs, but it was much more than that to me. It was like a whole generation of characters and connection with families and what they were going through. It just blew me away. I mean, especially the last show, the Ice Age had happened.
Continued snow, darkness, and extreme cold.
I mean, we had to end the season, right? And the big question was, do we end it? Like, actually have them end? You know, do they die? We thought, well, that was too intense. Or do you sort of hint at their demise, but not necessarily the families, but, you know, it's going into sort of a nuclear winter and that it's going to obviously end after the cameras stop rolling.
Maybe we went a little overboard with the poison.
We thought it would be important to kind of show the extinction, at least, you know, foreshadow it.
Hey, when the sun comes out and melts all the snow, we'll have plenty of water.
The series was sort of a hiccup between the supposed end of the dinosaurs and the actual end of the dinosaurs.
Considering the thickness of the cloud cover, scientists predict it may be tens of thousands of years before the sun shines over Pangea again.
So it was a momentary pause in which they got to continue existing.
Dinosaurs have been on this earth for 150 million years. And it's not like we're going to just disappear.
So we knew we wanted extinction, and we proposed that to the network, and we got some resistance from that. The network felt that that was going to be very hard for the younger viewers to take, especially the idea that the baby would die.
Well, what's going to happen to us?
It's not the way you would normally end a show, but there wasn't anything that much normal about the series anyway. We always were trying to choose really big choices. You know, when we were handling an issue or problem, we tried to do it in a very, very big dinosaur-y way.
It ends with a camera just coming out of the window, and they're all huddled together in their living room with, you know, Parkers on and stuff, and we knew that was going to be the end.
So this was a very big dinosaur-y way to finish the series. That's what the series always allowed us to do, was to talk about issues that are hard to do with people. It's hard to do a good episode about prejudices within our society or bigotry and stuff like that. It's tough with actors. Very, very easy when it's dinosaurs.
There wasn't a specific thing. That's what everyone liked about it. You could kind of attack comedy. I mean, our main agenda was to be funny. And I think that's what a show with a lot of writers brings to it, is everyone has different takes on what to do with this group of characters.
Dinosaurs has been our best written show that we've ever done. The writing on this was great, and I think the success of the show really is mainly because of the writing, and then everything comes after that.